Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to a new tutorial, and today we're gonna do some After Effects. Now on this channel, I haven't uploaded because I am very lazy and I literally don't even have time. But I just want to record a video real quick explaining some, this stuff down here, which is, yeah. So basically we'll be doing 3D camera, just simple stuff like simple camera animations and whatnot, and converting 2D layers in After Effects into 3D layers for the 3D stuff. So here's an example of what I'm talking about. We're not going to be making this, but this is an example of what I'm talking about. So basically what I have here is a 2D object which is converted into a 3D layer, and the camera is doing some depth of field all in After Effects. And basically this map was created in Illustrator. These lines are into a set in its own comp with the map. So this map is a comp and it's converted to a 3D layer. So that's what I mean by that. Alright, so let me go to the Illustrator and show you the map. So this is what the map looks like. I just got Dust2 online, like a picture of it off of Google or whatever, and just went around and traced every single thing that I could. So that's kind of what I did, and I imported After Effects. And let me see if I can open that file real quick. So as you can see, here's a 2D plane right here. You see that? But if I go into the AI file, as you can see, I have keyframes set for these arrows, which are just a trim paths, and then it's doing just that animation, and I'll show you how to do that right now. So open After Effects. I'm in After Effects CC 2015, the latest version. You should too. Don't torrent. I used to. Don't do it. Alright, anyways, new project. Alright, now I'm going to create a new composition. You can do that by going to right here in this project tab, or you can go up to composition, new, or just do Control N. Now I'm going to do a 1920 by 1080. I'm actually going to lower that to 1280 by 720. But usually I just do 1080 because, yeah. So I'm going to lower this to 10 seconds. And this doesn't matter, 30 frames per second, and everything else you could keep the same, I guess. Okay. Now I'm going to close this render queue out. Now we have to import our whatever we're going to make 3D from 2D. So I'm just going to go to import file, or you can do it down here, or you can drag from your file explorer. Wait for it to load. I don't know what's happening. All right. Now I'm going to type in concur. So I actually don't know what I named it. Dust2. Oh, that's what I named it. Whoops, I can't type. Alright, Dust2 import, importing, and boom, you got it. Alright, so you can just drag this down into your comp. Right here, into your timeline. And basically you got it, so you can, scale it, do whatever you want. Now what I did, I think I kept this to Illustrator file because you can right click and convert shapes to layer, but look, there's so many shapes, just don't do it. So what I did was I scaled this down just a bit. Then I pre-composed it right here. So right click on it, pre-compose, and you wanted to leave all attributes in comp 1. So actually no, you don't. I'm sorry. Do I? No, I'm sorry. Alright, so basically I'm just rename this to yeah, I think yeah. Alright, so boom, so we left the comp here. We can double click to open it, and boom, here's our comp. So that's what we have. And now we can do some animations here. So let's just do here, let me turn this transparency grid off, and we can just do some something. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just basically showing you 2D, convert. So you can have anything on this, animate whatever, and then have it on 2D plane. You can also do this in Cinema 4D, but this is more practical. So I'm just going to twirl down on this layer, on the shape layer. I'm just going to select a pretty much a property to add to animate. So I'm going to select trim paths, and this pops up. Twirl down on that, and now you can animate the start, end point, and offset. So I can pretty much set the end to 0% at frame 0, go to about 2 seconds, and then set it 100, and it pretty much just follows that like that. Maybe we can add just a bit more than that. So what I did was select the keyframes, press F9 on the keyboard, or you can go to keyframe assistance, easy ease, but F9, just do F9. And I'm going to go into my graph editor, which is this button right here, and I'm going to select this point, and I'm going to drag it. Now, basically what I'm doing, this shows the speed. So this is a speed graph. You can also go to value graph, which, no. So, basically this is showing you like over time how fast it's going. So this is pretty much, this is already accelerating pretty fast. It reaches its fastest point in this time in timeline about at frame 14 or so, and then it starts slowing down. So you can see that in the animation. So it's pretty fast, and it slows down at the end like that. Yep. All right. So I mean, that's good enough for what I'm showing you. So you can see now it animates on this. Now let me create a new solid for our background. I'm just going to set it to this color, but a lighter. So let's do about 30. Now it's not the same color in the example, but yeah. Actually, no, I'm going to change that color. Very picky. New solid. I think it's Control Y maybe. Do a new solid. Yep. And let's set this down to about 15. Yeah, it's better, I guess. Anyways, I also in the original, these colors aren't exactly what I wanted. Let me change this to full. These colors aren't exactly what I wanted, so I just added a curves adjustment, but you don't have to do that. Just get the color right the first time. So now you can go right click, new, and go to camera. Now you can keep all these settings the same, it doesn't even matter. So you can mess with do whatever you want, but I'm going to keep it just like this, 50 millimeter, everything like that. So just press OK, and press OK. So now I'm going to make sure you're in this part of the toggle switches and modes. Make sure it doesn't say trick mat, but make sure it says these icons here, because you have to enable the 3D layer. So now you can do some camera animation. So you can twirl down into your camera options, and you can zoom in, be cool, or you can do some depth of field stuff. And I'm going to go to transform, and now you can do some camera animations. Now I'm going to be honest, it actually took me a little bit to figure out the camera animation for the original project, because there's a certain way you can do it with nulls and stuff like that, but it's kind of tricky getting it really smooth, or as smooth as possible. But I'm just going to show you basically what you can do with the 3D camera. It's basically, if you use Cinema 4D, it's just that. It's a camera in 3D space. I mean, that's what it is. So what you can do is you can change its position in Z space. So I'm changing the X, and why it's doing like a perspective type view is because of the point of interest. So if I were to so pretty much, let me go into my custom view. Okay, let me go to this one. Okay. So you can see this camera is here in 3D space, right? So basically, this camera is pretty much here, and as you can see here, your point of interest is right here at this point. Now if I move that anchor point or point of interest moves. So let's go back to our original views, to our active camera, or you can select camera 1 and oops, and let's go right here. And as you change that point of interest, that anchor point is moving. So it's moving on the x-axis, which is, let me go back to this view, which is this axis here. Let me switch to custom too. So this axis along here would be the x, and then going back, which is your depth, would be the z-axis, and then up and down is y. Typical things with 3D. So let's go back to active camera, and you can play with the point of interest, but I'm going to reset all these values, and I'm going to do a position. So I'm going to zoom out quite a bit, about 5,000. Position, keyframe, go about 1 second. Let's go back to negative 1920, which is the original size. Actually, we can zoom out a bit. Yep. So we can do that. And then remember the animation that I did lasted 2 seconds, so we can kind of base the camera animation on 2 seconds or so. And now maybe at 2 seconds we can do like a rotation like that, and then do a so pretty much I'm rotating on the z-axis like that. So if you can see the axis, which you can't, I don't know if I can bring that up in this view, but so this z, yeah, I can bring it up. So this z-axis, so when you rotate the camera, I'm not rotating the object, I'm rotating the camera, obviously. So you can see based on this blue, so this anchor point right here, or the point of interest here, is rotating on the z-axis, which is kind of this line that was just there like that. Even though that's not what that is showing, it's the same thing, kind of. That's where the z-axis would be, and that's kind of what it's rotating on. So let's go back to our camera 1 or active camera. Now I'm going to actually set keyframe here at 0, go to 2, and now we can set a keyframe for the Z rotation. So let's do 90, actually negative 90. I know this map is flipped or something, I can't remember where or how to fix it. So anyways, actually let's do like a negative, let's make this a little bit more interesting. Let's do about negative 45. And then maybe we can do like a position. Maybe we can actually shift these over here. Oops. See what that might look like. So it's kind of zooming down here. While it's zooming down, actually let's move this. So you don't move the object. Make sure you don't do that, because we're just doing camera animation. You want the object here to be completely still. Don't do any keyframes on the object. Do all camera work unless you want to move the object for some reason. But in this example, don't. So I'm going to go on the not z-axis, but let's try the point of interest. Yeah, that'll work. So I'm going to change the point of interest. So let's do a keyframe there, set of keyframes there, and I'm going to change the point of interest so it's a bit more centered, like so. That's about good. And then while halfway doing this, we can set a keyframe for the one of these rotations. So not a rotation, I'm sorry. It's let's see. We can do a position. No, we can't. Alright. Now actually I'm not for sure how we can do this. Maybe we can let's take so at our ending position we can do, okay, let's get our end position first. That's what we need to do. So now at 2 seconds, actually, we're doing it in half. So let's do it like this. And let's see, we can rotate it like this, and then like this, and then we can do an orientation. You can also go in your camera view and edit this. So what I'm going to do is just do wrong menu, I'm sorry. Alright, I'm going to go to my custom 2 view, see if I can do this. Actually, I don't know if I can. This is what the downside, I think, in my opinion, with the After Effects camera. Because of the just how this is working. So active camera, I can actually probably do 2 of these. I'm not going to worry about it. All right, now I'm going to, let's say, go back to my custom 3, and then I'm going to do a rotation. Get my rotate tool at the top. Can I not do that? Okay, true. I'm gonna move this down, and this might cause some issues because of the point of interest. This is tricky, but what we can do at this point of interest is I don't even know where the object is. Okay. And at this in keyframe, we can do a point of interest shift like this. We can do a position shift as well on this axis. This isn't perfect, by the way, don't make fun of me. Alright, that's a good enough angle, I assume. Alright, I'm going to go back here, and I'm actually going to figure out a way to do this. So I'm not understanding why it would do that. Oops. These values are right. I know exactly why. These values all need to be 0. We can do that, and we're almost there. I'm missing one thing. Our position. No, I'm actually not for sure what I did wrong. It's probably our rotation. Yeah, it has to be. Set keyframe for that to save those values. Set that. Yep, I think that's what it was. Okay. Alright, now this rotation, we can maybe go here. Alright, now I'm going to take these. That's getting closer to what we want. But it's not there yet. And maybe at this keyframe, we can do a position shift. And do a Okay, let's see if we can do like a kind of wonky camera animation with this. Okay, let's kind of shift these out. Okay, so this is coming in. Then it's pretty much, let's offset these a bit. Alright, whoops. Why is it? I don't understand why I did that. Alright, set this off. Move this back. So maybe do this closer to the edge like that. I don't think I'm gonna go too in depth because this, I have to go in here and edit these and make them. I'll show you in the original project. So see, file, open. So yeah, I'm gonna actually save this real quick. I want to name it tutorial. Then I'm gonna go to this one. I'll show you the keyframes for this one. But basically, what I wanted to review is that you can take a 2D layer and pretty much make it 3D and do some really cool stuff. So, for example, I've seen some stuff on Twitter where they do like a web layout or whatever of a website, and they animate it and make it look cool. Or they also, some of them make a take an image and basically just make like kind of like a reel, like a motion reel of the designs that they made. And it's really cool. There's some cool depth of field effects and that they add and whatnot. And I do like it. But these are the keyframes that I have set for this camera. You can see. Let's deselect the bottom ones. Those we don't need to look at. All right. So that's kind of what the camera work here looks like. So I had to create as smooth as possible, which is very difficult in my opinion, or tricky. I don't know if it was difficult. It was tricky, but I got it. And without a null or whatever, I think I did a good job. Without using any other method, instead of just using the keyframes that I had in front of me. But I mean, that's pretty much it for this tutorial, guys. Converting 2D layers into 3D layers, and just simple things with the After Effects built-in 3D camera. Doing some cool stuff with that, animating some position and whatnot. But in my opinion, Cinema 4D with 3D is so much better. The built-in 3D function in in After Effects is complete. I don't like it. It's not complete. That's not what I meant. But After Effects 3D camera is just awful. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. That's why you can actually do this in Cinema 4D, then import your Cinema 4D file into After Effects if you have Cineware for After Effects, which is in After Effects CC 2014 and above, I think. I don't think it's in CS6 or below, anything like that. But I mean, that's pretty much it, guys, for this tutorial. Make sure to comment, like, and most likely subscribe. I've been doing that since I was like 12, so don't make fun of me for that outro thing. Okay, so basically yeah, that's it, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to support me in this project that I'm showing you right now. Is kind of an ad for whoops, sorry about that, but it's like an ad for Concur, which is a strategy building application which is now in development, and I am the head of design, so I'm doing all the interface, the branding and whatnot, and along with another designer which will be doing some ads which will basically just tell them kind of how the brand should look. So I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. I appreciate it. Thumbs up, buds. All right, appreciate it. Yeah. All right, yeah. See ya, dudes.